Why? All black children that were adopted, and they gave this family these children because they were deeply rooted in religion. Do you see this?
In its early stages.
There are federal statutes that prohibit trafficking individuals between jurisdictions for purposes of either sexual behavior or other types of work-related behavior, indentured servitude, even really, in a sense, slavery. That is definitely a thing that is criminalized, and rightfully so.
Okay.
Building and growing a fan base is key to any artist's career.
Okay. So ultimately, let me see here. And that was in Jackson County. But right at the beginning, did that, and I'm talking to a specific set of my subscribers, but any of you all, because if you've seen anything like this, or if you see any nuances of something that could potentially lead to this, you never know. You never know. That's why we can't just be like, oh, mind your business, turn a blind eye, look the other way. We really can't. If they would have said, hey, this kid is bad, right? He went to church, clearly crying for help, because some people might say, hey, I need help. Some people might act out or lash out as a cry for help. So clearly this kid brought a taser to the church camp as a cry for help. Now, suppose that church would have said, oh, bad black kid, send him home. We don't want him around here. He's banned, right? Then that would have been a punishment or action taken directly towards that kid without possibly looking into a bigger picture, like what else is going on here. But this church did the right thing. They did the right thing. They saw that the kid had a taser. They took it for what it was. This could potentially mean something else. They got the police involved. They got authorities involved, and they were right. They were right. They also circled back to the church, and the church confirmed, yeah, the other kids are not nurtured. They don't know their names. They're basically workers. They're slaves. Sound familiar? But people will say, oh, mind your business, at the expense of kids, right? But then you know what happens when we leave kids in bad environments like this? They grow up to be bad actors. Meaning that they grow up to be bad contributors to society. Look right now, we're seeing people getting violently stabbed in Walmart, randomly shot in New York, ran over in wherever, you know what I'm saying, plowing through crowds at parades. People, there's a lot of bad actors out there in the world because the children that they were once were not nurtured or cared for, my opinion. The 16-year-old, how long was he abused before he opted to take a taser to the church camp? How long do you think he was abused? Okay? And now he's at the point where clearly he's ready to either well, in my opinion, he's clearly ready to abuse someone else as a result of what was happened to him or what has happened to him. Because that's what happens. You become a bad actor and then you want to reciprocate what someone else did to you. You want to pay it forward, I should say, and do it to someone else. So I just wanted to share that with you. Very short story. Look it up. Florida adoptive family arrested. 9 children removed after abuse. And it says alleged abuse, but it is confirmed that it was sexual abuse, physical abuse, mental abuse going on down there at their ranch in Florida.